You guys are here on the stream, which I've titled it this for one reason and one reason only. Well, not for one reason, for quite a bit of a reason. You guys are wanting to hear about the crazies. The crazies. And I'm not even going to give the people the benefit of naming them. But like the fact that there's this narrative coming around, these think pieces. Do you remember the think pieces? Remember when I said this a couple of days ago? When Caitlin Clark pump faked the fan. When Caitlin Clark pump faked the fan, like, gave her hit them with the down low too slow, and then eventually gave them the shirt. The amount of think pieces I've seen. So I've seen very little saying that she was disrespecting a fan by joking with the fan. But this, oh my god. Oh my god. Caitlin yelled, "Hit the Bucks guy in the face" at Natasha Howard when she was throwing away her last t-shirt. Like, Sophie's going to be suspended twice taking text to Caitlin Clark. She really thought Diana Taurasi was a psycho. Fair enough. Face of the WNBA, she needs to be suspended and fined. And like, this is clearly a troll. This is clearly a troll. But like, I saw the things on Threads. It's obviously a joke. It is a t-shirt. It is a t-shirt and by the way, she says it after it's thrown. She doesn't whisper it to her and go and saying, she says it after the t-shirt is thrown. She says it as a joke. But there's all these think pieces about how Caitlin Clark is violent and is like wishing violence upon fans. She made a joke about a t-shirt throw after the t-shirt was thrown. After the t-shirt was thrown. Why did she make the joke? Because she's in Indiana. She is a Pacers fan supporting the Pacers, and there is a fan with another team's jersey. It is a joke. It is a joke. And like, look, obviously, there are different scenarios. If she whispered something to Natasha Howard and then Natasha Howard launched the t-shirt and it hit a Bucks fan in the face and then she jumped up and started celebrating, that's different. If she launched a t-shirt at someone that wasn't looking because they were wearing a Bucks jersey and hit them in the face, it's different. She literally made a joke. But it's these people. The reason why you have to talk about this situation. The reason why you have to talk about this situation is there's people like this who are actually working. I'm not necessarily saying working for WNBA teams, but working adjacent to WNBA teams. She made the joke while putting on a goofy face while nobody had any t-shirts left to throw. Like, it's just madness. It is just absolutely madness. And I hate seeing stuff like this because it does such a disservice to everybody. And it works like in everything. Like, it's the same difference as someone says it wasn't a joke, Caitlin Clark's a savage. I mean, she had 16 t-shirts herself. She could, if she wanted to throw one at the face of a person wearing a Bucks jersey, she very well could have herself. Or if she really wanted to happen, she could have said it to Natasha Howard before Natasha Howard threw the towel or threw the t-shirt. But the amount of people that were like, I'm seeing like entire posts about Caitlin Clark encouraging assault on a fan, and I'm like, this is so dumb. This is so dumb. Like, do these people not listen to themselves? And by the way, for all the people in the comment section, oh, but people treated Angel like this. Why are people bringing up Angel Reese in this scenario? And that's the thing. People are like, oh, if Angel Reese did this. Well, no, like, you have if, ands, or buts. And yeah, there are idiots on the other side as well. I'm sorry. You being the equivalent of these idiots on the other side. You saying, oh, if this player did this, this would happen, so we're going to accuse Caitlin Clark of assault. You're not even equally as, you're as bad. You're as bad. Troll's going to come up with every excuse to tear him down before the season starts. Exactly. Overthinking is not that deep. The problem is that when it comes to the media, it is that deep. It is that deep. And it shouldn't be. It actually shouldn't be. And I hope in a year or two, like, I hope in a year or two that I don't have to make videos like this. I don't have to talk about this topic. But I'm never not going to do it. Because unfortunately, a lot of big media coverage hired people that don't, or a lot of big media hired people that don't know the first thing about basketball, to like cover the WNBA. And now you've got a bunch of these people that don't know, again, the first thing about sports, talking about it, and are trying to keep the story alive because they don't know enough basketball to talk basketball, so they need to keep these stories alive. They need to keep the Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark story alive because they don't know enough about the sport of basketball for anything else. They don't know enough about the sport of basketball, which is why Caitlin Clark didn't win unanimous MVP last year. And the annoying thing is that Elle Duncan knows enough about basketball to know that A'ja Wilson is not on a 3P for MVP. That A'ja Wilson is not. Caitlin Clark is not going to be the favorite to win MVP because of freaking voter. She's not going to win MVP by voter fatigue, which is annoying. That's why the thing that annoys me is some of the stuff with Elle Duncan is it's clear Elle Duncan knows what she's talking about. She's just pushing it. But it's frustrating to see. It is frustrating to see all of this stuff. And no matter what she does, and you're going to see it through the year, by the way, Sydney Colson's going to get herself into a lot of trouble with those people on Twitter. Sydney Colson is going to get herself into a lot of trouble because she's going to do exactly what she did last year, except now that they don't like Caitlin Clark, but they like the Aces. She's going to do the exact same thing, and they're going to somehow blame it on her. Like, Sydney Colson said something crazy out of pocket about Caitlin Chen, and suddenly it's, she fits right in Indiana, and I'm like, oh my god. And like, that was the general prevailing thought. And it's just embarrassing. It is embarrassing. And that's the thing where it's like, it is the equivalent of like NBA Twitter or like LeBronchitis tweeting something. The problem is that Lake Show Yo isn't in Twitter spaces with NBA players, isn't working for NBC. And that's the problem. It is the equivalent almost of putting in freaking Lake Show Yo and hiring him and putting him in the media in the WNBA, which is mental. Which is absolutely mental. See how Oakland Raider fans used to treat other teams' fans. I'm a Leeds United fan. I am a Leeds United fan. I have a de facto season. I'll be a season ticket holder in a year. I go to 10 games a year. I literally am in the crowd with fans shouting abuse at each other for 90 minutes. And that's a good thing about sports, because once the game's over, thankfully now, it used to not be the case, but thankfully now, once the game's over, all's good. All's good. But yeah, it's just a mad situation all around, and you kind of hope that it stops at some stage soon, but you just know it's never gonna. You just know it's not gonna stop.